Hey guys, earlier this week, I did a video where I took some of my Criterions, just a handful, just grabbed a handful like this and said, had I watched it yet? If I did, what I thought of it. If I hadn't watched it yet, either why or what the situation was with that. I thought I'd do that again a few times. I enjoyed it. It was something a little different, a little random to it. Let me just grab something. Sunday morning here, so I'm kind of in my, just sleep pants and sweater. It's cold here in Pennsylvania, which is where I'm at. It snowed 5, 8 inches, something like that, overnight, and yesterday and overnight. So it's a nice blanket of white outside. I plan on staying in, watching some movies today. I don't know if I'm going to watch the Oscars or not tonight. Kind of iffy on that. I'd probably tune into it here and there, but don't know if I'll watch it. It's usually not as entertaining of a show as some other things, so at least not for me. So let me grab a handful of things here. It's just sort of at random. Like I said, these are DVDs. I'll grab some Blu-rays too, and I'll let you know if I've watched it, and if I have, what I thought of it, and if not, I guess why not. Okay, interesting assortment here. All right. The first one is The Vanishing. Now, there's a remake of this. I did watch it, and there's a remake of this movie, which is also good, but this one is far better. It tells the story of a couple, well, mainly it's a man, who he and his girlfriend, fiance perhaps, stop at a convenience store, gas station type place, and she runs in to get something. I'm sorry, he runs in to get something. No, she runs in to get something. Okay, it's been a while. And she doesn't come out for quite a long time. He goes in to look for her. She's not there. He looks around in the parking lot, not there. Flash forward years, and 3 years, and he's posting things, trying to find her still. He's still bothering him. Where could she be? And he's contacted by the man who says, I'm the man who took her. If you want to know what happened to her, you have to come meet me, and I will show you what happened to her. Interesting premise. It's an extremely chilling, scary movie. To me, this is more horrific than a slasher movie. More horrific than Friday the 13th or Halloween or Nightmare on Elm Street or Hellraiser or Phantasm or The Wolfman or Frankenstein or Dracula or any of them, because you know what? This could happen. This could easily happen. It's a man who wants to do evil for a bright man for evil's sake. It's just harrowing to watch this. So I recommend The Vanishing quite highly. Next, favorite of mine. I should probably get the Blu-ray, but the DVD is good, and unless I sell it, I don't like to double dip too often. It's a great movie though. It's one of my favorite directors actually, Vittorio De Sica, and the movie's called Umberto D. One of my favorite movies is Bicycle Thieves, also by De Sica, but this one tells the story of an old man, retired in Italy. It's post-war. There's not much money around. He's doesn't have a lot of money. He's got him and his dog, and it's their story of how they try to live, and how he tries to get by, and his love for the dog, and how he's sort of an outcast from society in a lot of ways. Sad, but good. Well, this one's a classic. I know it's just been re-released on Blu-ray, but it looks pretty good on this one. It's got nice extras on it. Like the movie. I like the transfer. I'm sure it'll look better now. Picked it up fairly cheaply, as I recall. But it's Time Bandits, Terry Gilliam's of Monty Python fame. This one feels Monty like a Monty Python show to me. In fact, you've got Michael Palin in it, who was in Monty Python, so Yeah, this was about a supreme being played by Ralph Richardson, and a young boy who travels with some dwarfs to try to stop the supreme being. Pretty cool. And there's an evil genius, and it's a good story. It's a fairy tale of sorts, but it's good. This one, I really wanted it on. I need to watch this again too. I really wanted to get this on Criterion when I found out that it was. It was one of these things that I saw it when I was a kid, maybe a couple times. I don't remember now anymore if I've seen it once or twice, but really good movie. Really liked it, and I'm talking about The Thief of Baghdad. Yeah, The Thief of Baghdad. You've got you've got to like a story when you've got you've got a genie in it, and the genie is a true genie. Like comes right out of the lamp. There's a flying carpet. There's love. There's danger. There's monsters, and just a really escape fantasy, beautiful portrayal of evil and good and genies, which are neither good or bad, I guess. Conrad Veidt is Jafar in this, and there's also a thief named Abu, played by Sabu, who is it's his name, Sabu. Yeah, really good movie. Highly recommend The Thief of Baghdad. Did watch that one. This one I haven't watched the whole thing yet. I've watched part of it and I liked it. It's a Robert Altman movie. It doesn't get a lot of love from the Criterion. It's not something you see a lot with the Criterion. But this was in 1988, Robert Altman decided to join forces with Doonesbury cartoonist Gary Trudeau and created a presidential candidate and ran him alongside the other hopefuls during the primary season, and then followed them with cameras. So it's somewhere. This is a cross between a soap opera and TV news. It's Tanner 88. So there was a character that they ran. It's really kind of interesting. Michael Murphy's the actor who plays Jack Tanner, and Cynthia Nixon of Sex and the City, the redhead from Sex and the City, is in it. Also in this movie it's a movie, I suppose. It's a lengthy one, but it's a movie. 353 minutes, so it plays more like a mini series than a movie. But you've got Jesse Jackson, Bob Dole, Gary Hart, Ralph Nader, Kitty Dukakis, Gloria Steinem, and many others in this movie. It's actually pretty interesting. Actually, it was a television series. It was an 11-episode television series, a mini series, but it's on the Criterion Collection. And what I saw of it was brilliant. Next, beautiful movie. I think it's out of print. Not sure. I believe it is, though. So 1951, 127 minutes. It's a Powell and Pressburger release, and these guys did quite a few great films. This one is The Tales of Hoffman. It's really well done. It's it talks about a poet dreams of three women. The back here, a mechanical performing doll, a bejeweled siren, and the consumptive daughter of a famous composer, all of whom will break his heart in different ways. It's a feverishly romantic adaptation. It's a feast of music, dance, and visual effects, and one of the most exhilarating opera films ever produced. So it's a fantasy opera called The Tales of Hoffman. It's pretty cool, though. I recommend it. I don't know if it's, like I said, it might be out of print. Next is Jonathan Demme's Something Wild. Really is a wild movie. I don't really care for the cover. Some people might. I just kind of didn't get me. 113-minute film. Interesting cast. Melanie Griffith. Melanie Griffith is someone I could take or leave sometimes, but she's okay in this. Jeff Daniels and Ray Liotta as the bad guy, and he is a bad guy. Jeff Daniels plays this like a milquetoast type of guy. he runs across the flamboyant and quirky Melanie Griffith, who is kind of a Bonnie and Clyde to Ray Liotta's Clyde. She's kind of a Bonnie to Ray Liotta's Clyde in some ways. And they take off. And then they have some moments together until Ray Liotta comes along and takes her away. And then he follows Ray Liotta. Ray Liotta's a dangerous character in this one. Like he is in Goodfellas. Maybe more dangerous in this one. More menacing than he was in Goodfellas. Something wild. I won't say anything more about it. And the last of the first stack I grabbed, and I'll grab another one. I think everybody's seen this movie. This one, I don't know if it says come out on Blu-ray or not. I don't know if this is the best version of this you can get. But, it's a good one. 1990 film, 118 minutes in color. Lots of cool extras, and I do like the cover of this. And I'm talking about The Silence of the Lambs, of course, with Jodie Foster and Anthony Hopkins playing the psychopathic killer Hannibal the Cannibal Lecter. Good film. Been a while since I've seen this. Spy number 13, by the way. So this was early on in the Criterion collection. They recognized the greatness of this film early on. Anthony Hopkins was brilliant in it. It really is a scary movie. Again, one of these ones that you can see somebody like that existing. Excuse me. He's not superhuman. Oh, a little tickle in the throat or something. Okay, it's better. Let me grab another stack here of stuff. What do I have here? I said I'd grab some Blu-rays, didn't I? Let's see what I've got here. I'll grab this stack up here. Random stack. That's good. Grab one more because I like this movie, but I didn't see it. Okay. You start with this one, the one I just said I like this movie and I've seen it. Criterion, in addition to putting out dramas and some comedies and even some animated stuff now, does some documentary stuff. And some of their documentaries, like Grey Gardens, if you've ever seen that, is really good. And this one, I think, is brilliant. This is the story of Robert Crumb. And there's a self-portrait of Crumb. It's Spine 533 on Blu-ray. How do I explain this movie? He is he's a quirky guy who's got talent. That's the kind of artwork he does. What he did is, if you remember, if you've seen his artwork, it was like Keep On Truckin', with like a guy in like a zoot suit, kind of long strides type of thing. He's done those. He does some really bizarre stuff, and they showcase some of that. But more importantly, it talks about his family. His brother's odd, his mother's odd, he's odd. They're all odd. They live quirky existences, kind of like in Grey Garden. It's just he's just an odd bird. He's one of the more remarkable people you'll see on screen, as it says on the back, and I believe that. He's just an odd, quirky guy. His family's odd and quirky. You have to watch it to see it. I recommend, I think it's on Hulu Plus. If you get Hulu, look up Crumb and check it out. I'm glad I own it, but I think you can check it out there. It's just an absorbing documentary into the life of a truly weird family. Okay. Next. I have seen this next one. It's a dual approved, it's a Noah Baumbach picture. Yeah, it's New York. It's trying to live in New York, trying to get by in New York. It's a woman who's, ambitious, wants to get ahead, young woman. And her friend are kind of negotiating life, I guess, together. Quite a few extras on it. This was a dual format edition, Blu-ray and DVD. I sold the DVD. I bought it for $19, sold the DVD for like $15 by itself. I just put it in a plastic case and shipped like a CD case. I had an extra one I had floating around. So this cost me $5, and I kept the case and the booklet. So, not a very thick booklet, but it's Criterion. It's always good stuff. Frances Ha, good movie. Good movie about New York. Good movie about kind of living in New York, getting by in New York, being young in New York, and friendships and relationships. I guess that sums it up. This is a good movie, Blu-ray, 80 minutes long. It's our reach to go into space. Starts out with John F. Kennedy saying we will land a man on the moon and return him. And it's a ton of extras on this. This deals with the 24 men, all of them who traveled to the moon. From the first one to the last one. For all mankind. You know, there's rumors we didn't go to the moon. I don't know if you've heard those. The whole thing was a farce to get the Soviets to spend all their money trying to get there. And we just staged this on a stage, on a sound stage someplace, you know, backlit it, made some sort of a fake terrain, created some of this stuff, got people to walk around in slow motion and sworn to secrecy. I don't buy that story, by the way, but if you search the internet, I'm sure you'll find that and much more in the conspiracy theories. Next one, this movie I like. I should watch it again. I didn't like it as much as I thought I was going to like it. But I liked it. So, maybe my expectations were high. Johnny Depp, Benicio del Toro, film by Terry Gilliam, based on the book by Hunter S. Thompson. Talking about Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. A big Hunter S. Thompson fan. Really was looking forward to this. I liked it, so don't get me wrong. I did like it. I enjoyed it. I thought Johnny Depp was really good as Hunter S. Thompson. I've got to watch it again. It's just that kind of a trippy, quirky movie that you almost want to watch it a second time, and I think I will. Maybe I was sad it ended. I don't know. Maybe I want it to end. Maybe I want it to be the whole story of his life and end with his death. But it's good. It is a good movie. Don't get me wrong. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Big, thick booklet with it, and lots of extras. Look at the extras on this thing. All these. Pretty cool. I have not seen this movie yet. This next one. So, you see, I haven't watched them all. This has got a thick booklet with it. I don't know why I haven't watched this. It's by Kieslowski. Krzysztof Kieslowski. And I love Kieslowski. I have his trilogy, Blue, White, and Red. But this one, a lot of people say is better. I'm talking about the double life of Veronique. Now, this is a ravishing, mysterious rumination on identity, love, and human intuition. Irene Jacob is incandescent as both Veronica, a Polish choir soprano, and her double, Veronique, a French music teacher. Though unknown to each other, the two women share an enigmatic emotional bond, which Kieslowski details in gorgeous reflections, colors, and movements. Yeah. Interesting. Have not seen it. 97 minutes. 1991 movie. I have no excuse why I haven't watched it. I just haven't. I've got a lot of movies, and this is one of them. But I will watch this one. There's another one I haven't watched. So I'm going to run across some of those. This is another one. I have no real reason that I haven't watched it yet. Director approved Guillermo del Toro made this film. Interesting, it's spy number 666, which I always thought was interesting. It's called The Devil's Backbone. Sorry about the glare on some of these. It says one of the most personal films by del Toro. The Devil's Backbone is also among his most frightening and emotionally layered. Set during the final week of the Spanish Civil War, it tells the tale of a 12-year-old boy who, after his freedom-fighting father is killed, is sent to a haunted rural orphanage full of terrible secrets. Del Toro expertly combines gothic ghost story, murder mystery, and historical melodrama in a stylish melange that, like his later Pan's Labyrinth, reminds us the scariest monsters are often the human ones, and I would absolutely agree. The scariest monsters sometimes are the ones that are real, not the imagined or the supernatural. Anyway, Devil's Backbone, 666, Del Toro. I'll put it on my short list to watch. Here's another one I haven't watched. 3 in a row. Wow, I got to get at this section of my Criterions. I've seen pieces of this over the years, but I've never watched the full thing, and it is. I love the director, Terrence Malick, talking about Days of Heaven. Gorgeous, gorgeous cinematography in this one. Tells the story of a man and a woman who go out west to work among the. I'm sorry, it's a man and a woman, but it's a man, a woman, and a sister. So it's his little sister. It's Richard Gere. His girlfriend's played by Brooke Adams, and his little sister played by Linda Manz. They flee to the Texas Panhandle, where they find work harvesting wheat in the fields of a stoic farmer played by Sam Shepard. The Richard Gere accidentally, I believe, kills his boss. He accidentally kills him. Yeah, he accidentally kills his supervisor in 1910. He's a steel worker, and then they have to flee. But a love triangle ensues, along with a swarm of locusts and a hellish fire, all of which Malick captures in beautiful cinematography. It's a dreamlike authenticity, creating a timeless American ideal that is also a gritty evocation of turn-of-the-century labor. Lots of extras, thick book. Beautiful. Don't know why I haven't watched it, but that's 3 in a row. Here's one I have watched, thankfully. Come back to one I've seen. Another scary movie. I guess I do have my share of horror movies. For me, you know, the horror is in the anticipation, sometimes in the dread, more than in the eventual killing or stabbing or slashing. And I guess Aaron Pinn and I would probably agree with that. I would think, although it's kind of cool to see how, so I guess some of these slashers kill their victims. The real key is in not knowing who it is. It could be anybody. And I think Aaron alluded to that in one of his videos, that it's always like an Agatha Christie. The good ones are like an Agatha Christie murder mystery, as in you don't know who the killer is. Now, I've not seen too many of those, so maybe he needs to point me in the direction of those, because certainly everybody know. Well, I think everybody knows. Certainly we know. I don't like it when the audience knows who it is and the people just don't know. I don't like that either necessarily. I like to be one of the ones wondering who the heck it is. So when it's Michael Myers, although we know somebody's killing somebody, hiding in bushes and coming out of closets, and eventually we find out who it is and why. There's no mystery in that to me. There's no great mystery in Friday the 13th. I don't really care why the person's killing people most of the time in those movies, or for that matter, Freddy Krueger. Don't really care. Give me one where I don't know who the killer is for most of the movie, and it could be anybody. Give me that one, and I'll maybe be interested in watching it, especially if it's well acted. Most of these are not. This one, though, is. This is a French movie. Georges Clouzot. Henry Georges Clouzot, sorry about that. Beautiful thriller. It shocked the audiences in Europe and the United States when it came out. It's the story of 2 women, the fragile wife and the willful mistress of a sadistic headmaster of a boys' boarding school. And they hatch a daring revenge plot. Try to get revenge on this cheating husband. Beautiful performances by Simone Signoret, Vera Clouzot, the wife of the director, and Paul Maurice. It's Diabolique. May have heard of it. It's a real good movie. Really like it. It's scary. It's interesting. It's shocking at sometimes. It's got a lot of real nice set pieces, real nice set pieces. I mean, it's got a nice aura to it. You know, the lighting and the angles that the director's chosen for these, and what, even what the cast is wearing in different scenes really kind of plays into the whole thing. So really like it. So that's that stack, guys. Out of that stack, 3 out of 8 I hadn't watched. So gotta get going on those 3 with the other ones I had. And we'll do another one of these. I enjoy them. Hopefully you do too. I'll call it my random Criterion views or something. See what I've seen, what I haven't seen, and some quick mini reviews on these. If you have anybody who wants to see an in-depth review on any of these, I'd be happy to do it. I think I've given you a sense of some of these movies. I wouldn't own them if I didn't think they were good movies. So anything I've purchased that I watched and said, don't think I'll watch that again, or don't want to watch the extras on that, I'm not that interested in it, I've sold those. And I don't have many of those with Criterion. I'm a pretty good investigator where I'll go out to the Criterion Collection website, read what other people have to say, perhaps watch it on Hulu, but I like to be able to put the disc in to watch it, if that makes sense to folks. I may watch snippets of it to get a sense. I may watch a trailer if it's available. Certainly I read a lot of comments about it without spoilers. So these movies are movies that I would recommend all of them. I may not have seemed as high on some as others, but that's only because my expectations were high. These are good movies, well worth your time, and hopefully something I said will help get you involved in the Criterion Collection, because they're great movies. They don't put out anything that's not. And I can't think of, you know, even and I own them, The Rock and Armageddon are, for what they are, interesting movies. I mean, I can watch Armageddon with Bruce Willis and be entertained by it. Yeah, it's not the greatest movie I've ever seen, but I can be entertained by that movie. And the same thing with The Rock, with Sean Connery. Again, not the greatest movie I've ever seen, but for a prison break movie, it's pretty good. So anyway, Criterion Collection stuff. Guys, if you like it, please let me know. Click the thumbs up thing. Make a comment. Ask a question. Ask me to review other Criterions if you'd like, or go through more of my collection, or whatever you prefer. Happy to do it for you. I enjoy it. I enjoy making these. So until the next time, guys, take care, and we'll see you soon. Thanks.